Hi, Mr. Richards here. Today we are going to talk about how to write equations in slope-intercept form. And our first example is how to write an equation given the slope and a point. So we're going to write an equation of a line that passes through 2, -3 with a slope of 1/2. So we're given the slope but not the y-intercept, so we need to find the y-intercept first. Now if we use slope-intercept form here, it's y equals mx plus b. Now we're going to replace the m with our slope of 1/2. Our y we're going to be replaced with our y of -3. And our x we're going to replace with the x of 2. So let's go ahead and do that. Our y is -3 equals our slope of 1/2 times our x of 2 plus b. Now, the left side simplified, we have -3 equals 1/2 times 2 is 1 plus b. And now to get the b alone, subtract 1 from both sides. And -3 minus 1 is -4. So -4 equals b. Now that we have the y-intercept, and we can write our equation line, y equals mx plus b. We know our slope, so we can put in 1/2 for m. And we know our y-intercept is -4, so we could write plus -4 or just -4. And that's the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So first, use your point and your slope and substitute in to solve for b. Then use that b and the slope you're given to write the equation of the line. If we want to do this one more time though with the point 1, 4 and slope -3, once again our first step is to write or find the y-intercept. So we can use y equals mx plus b again. We again know our x and our y, and we know our slope, so put those in. Our y is 4. Our m for slope is -3 times our x is 1, and our b is what we're solving for. Simplify now. We have 4 equals -3 times 1 is -3 plus b. We want to get the b alone, so we need to move the -3 over to the other side. We're going to do that by adding 3 to both sides. So that can cancel out, and we're left with 7 equals b. Once we have that, we can use the b, 7, and our slope of -3 to write this in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Our y, any y, is going to equal our slope of -3 x plus 7. And that's our final answer there. Now, what do we do if we're just given 2 points? Well, we have a little bit more work here. We actually have to calculate the slope first. And remember, to calculate the slope, we have our slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And now we have the points -3, -4, and -2, -8. You can go ahead and rename these x1, y1, and x2, y2, so you can substitute into your slope formula and hopefully not make a mistake when doing so. So our y2 is -8 minus our y1 of -4 over our x2 of -2 minus our x1 of -3. -8 minus -4 is -4 over -2 minus -3 is 1. And this very nicely simplifies into a -4. So m equals -4. So compare that to the first two examples. We have to actually find the slope. And now that we have the slope and 2 points, we can use either point to find the y-intercept. So again, start with y equals mx plus b. And the neat thing is you can use either point here. You could use -3, -4, or you could use -2, -8, and you would get the same answer. We'll go ahead and use the first one, though. So our y here is -4 equals, our slope we calculated as well was -4, times our x here is -3, because again we used the point -3, -4, plus b. We'll simplify here. -4 is going to equal, -4 times -3 is a positive 12 plus b. Subtract that 12 from both sides, and -16 equals b. So we've calculated our slope, we've found our y-intercept, and now we can write in slope-intercept form. So if y equals mx plus b, our y is going to equal our slope of -4 times x, with our y-intercept being a -16, so minus 16. And that's our answer, y equals -4x minus 16. So a little bit more work than the first two examples to calculate the slope, but the same process. Let's try this one more time to find the slope of the line containing the given points. And if you want to try this on your own and pause the video and then go back and check to see if you did this correctly, please feel free. Now, we need to find the slope of the line. And our slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And if we have the points 6, -2, and 3, 4, we would have a x1, y1, and x2, y2. It takes 5 extra seconds to write that out, but doing so can make all the difference in the world when you go to substitute this in to avoid making mistakes. So our y2 is going to be 4 minus a -2 over x2 is 3 minus our x1 of 6. 4 minus -2 is 6, while 3 minus 6 is -3. And 6 divided by -3 is -2. So our slope is going to be -2. Now when I want to use either point to find the y-intercept, you could use 6, 2, or you could use 3, 4. Just be consistent in which one you use when you substitute in. I'm going to choose the 3, 4 this time. So when I write out y equals mx plus b, my y this time is 4, is going to equal my slope of -2 times a positive 3 plus b. One thing not to do is to use the 4 here and then use this 6 here. That will cause issues. Just use one of the ordered pairs, not a combination of both. Now as we simplify, 4 is going to equal -6 plus b. Add 6 to both sides to simplify. I'm going to bring this up here. 4 plus 6 is 10 equals b. You have your slope, you have your y-intercept, so we can now write in slope-intercept form. Y is going to equal mx plus b. Y is going to equal our slope of -2x. Our b is a positive 10. So -2x plus 10 equals y is our answer in slope-intercept form. Now we can also use this in real-world problems. During 1 year, Malik's cost for self-serve was $3.20 on the 1st of June and $3.42 on the 1st of July. Write a linear equation to predict Malik's cost of gasoline the first of any month during the year using 1 to represent January. Now our first step is going to be to create ordered pairs for the problem. Now we know that June, the cost of gasoline was $3.20. And we know in July least on the 1st of July, it was $3.42. Now, we're going to let the x's represent the months and the y's represent the cost. Now, if 1 is January, then if you count your months, June would be 6. So June would be represented by 6 and 3.20, whereas July is the 7th month of the year, would be 7, 3 and 42 hundredths, or $3.42. Now we want to find the slope of the line using these points. So our slope formula, once again, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And once again, it doesn't matter which you call which. We'll go ahead and call our first month here, June, x1, y1, and the second month, x2, y2. So our slope is going to equal the y2 of $3.42 minus our y1 of $3.20 over 7 minus 6. Now this simplifies into 0.22 over 1. Well, let's just for this go ahead and call this a slope of 22 hundredths. Now we can use either month to find the y-intercept, like in the previous example, where you could use either ordered pair. Well, we can again use either ordered pair, whether we use June or July, in order to find the y-intercept. So we'll start with y equals mx plus b, and let's go ahead and use June. Let's go ahead and use the 6 and 320. So our y here was equal to $3.20, equals our slope of 0.22, and our x here was 6, plus b. Well, 22 cents times 6 is what we need to find next. And that is $1.32 plus b. Subtract the $1.32 from both sides. And I'll go ahead and write this over here as well. $3.20 minus the $1.32 will get you 1.88 equals b. Now, I have my slope, I have my y-intercept, so I can write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So if I start off with y equals mx plus b, y is going to equal my slope of 0.22 times x plus my y-intercept of 1.88. Now remember, our x's were our months. Our y's were our cost. So when we look at what our variables mean with our y, well, the y is going to be the total cost of the gas, whereas the x is going to be for each month. Now we're going to use this equation in our next problem. On average, Malik uses 25 gallons of gasoline per month. He budgeted $100 for gasoline in October. Use the prediction equation in example 3 to determine if Malik will have to add to his budget, and explain. Well, remember, our equation is y equals 0.22x plus the $1.88. Now, October is month 10. So you could do a couple of different things here. One of these is to substitute in 10 to our equation, but remember, what does each variable mean? X's were our months. Y's were our total cost at the end. So when I go to substitute in the 10, it's going to be for the month. So my total cost y is going to equal 0.22 times the 10, representing the month of October, plus $1.88. Well, 22 hundredths times 10 is $2.20 plus the $1.88, and that's going to equal $4.08. Now, that's the cost per gallon. If I take that $4.08 and multiply that by the 25 gallons he uses, you would get $102. Well, if he budgeted $100, he does not have enough. So our answer here is Malik will have to add $2, or even at least $2 to his budget. Good luck.